Welcome everybody. So we're gonna talk about the big man Tyranitar. Okay. Um, I'm not exactly sure where to start here. So in this hack, obviously the power levels are a lot higher, so I can give quote unquote buffs, and I'm using that term loosely, to the pseudos because they're not really that exceptional anymore. I mean, they're still extremely powerful Pokemon, especially the ones with the megas, but it's not like they're breaking anything. And yes, the mega. Oh, this should be Tyranitar, right? Tyranitar, right? Um, like the megas won't be obtainable until probably like Pony at the earliest, for the most likely Pony Island. But of course these guys that will evolve. Level 45 will be roughly mid Ula Ula Island, so you will have the final form by then. However, I have also designed it so that the pseudo legendaries in the hack, their middle forms are viable Pokemon. Obviously, they're not all created equal. Some of them are going to be better than others. For example, Dragonair has like Regenerator, a Violite, and is pure Dragon, so it's a very different Pokemon from Dragonite. So it's actually really, really worth using with the Violite. Or for example, Shelgon will be similar, very tanky, pure Dragon, as opposed to a more as opposed to a dragon flying type with Salamence. Although Salamence does have a Mega, so you could definitely use Pupitar over Tyranitar, because with a Violet it is actually much bulkier than Tyranitar, not including Sandstream. If you take out the effect of Sandstream, then it is bulkier. However, what am I trying to say here? However, he's also pretty strong. He's actually technically stronger than Tyranitar with 104 attack and hustle as well. So Pupitar is definitely worth using over Tyranitar, but it's up to you. And yes, I did make the pre-evolutions rock dark purely because there are tons of other rock ground types, and I felt like it was just too many of them. I mean, there was literally just too many in terms of like balancing and having Pokemon be unique from one another. Rock dark is literally only Tyranitar and then two other Pokemon that were not rock dark type before. Two other separate Pokemon are now Rock Dark. So you have the whole line of this together is Rock Dark. And again, Rock Dark is not a good defensive typing. We all know this, okay? Tyranitar has tons of weaknesses. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, can I count? Yeah, 7 weaknesses, one of which is 4 times, and they're pretty common weaknesses at that. He does have a good amount of resistances, though, and a good immunity to Psychic, so it's not like he's terrible off defensively at all. But like the pre-evolutions, especially, like they're not the greatest defensive typing. It's more just for uniqueness, and also because it's a good offensive typing, and they are very strong actually. So I'll cover the pre-evolutions in a little bit. I promise I will. But I just want to quickly talk about Tyranitar because I know that's what people care more about. Although I do think the pre-evolutions are very cool. I like the changes for them as well. So yes, all pseudos evolve at 25 and 45 now. And again, they all follow the same base stat total curve, so they gain 120 stats for each evolution. So 360, 480, and then 600. 480 is on par with a lot of like some fully evolved mons. So again, these middle evolutions are very good Pokemon in their own right. So with Tyranitar, yes, I lowered their special defense. You could argue it's a nerf. I would disagree because maybe for Mega T-Tar, but Mega T-Tar has way better abilities now, so I would still argue it's not a nerf for Mega T-Tar. However, for base T-Tar, yes, he did lose 15 SPDF, but he also gained HP and defense, so he is overall bulkier. At least on the physical side, he's much bulkier on the physical side. That plus 10 HP is a nice thing. HP is based more on size now, and these guys are massive Godzilla-like beasts, and so I figured, yeah, give them. They're actually technically not even that tall. They're only 6'7", but I don't give a fuck. Pokemon sizes make no sense, man. Tyranitar's huge. That's my headcanon. You can't tell me otherwise. He's at least like 10 foot tall. Come on, look at that guy. I don't care about the fucking Pokemon Pokedex like size entries. Like half of the sizes for Pokedex are inaccurate as hell. Usually they're accurate. But anyways, this is very off topic. Okay, point is, yes, T-Tar does have less SPDF. However, Sandstream plus AV is still incredibly tanky. He also has access to the move Set Amend, which is Rock type Recover, but it actually heals 2/3 HP under the sand, which is incredible for Tyranitar. That is a move that heals him by 2/3. It completely makes up for losing the special defense because sand sets are still incredibly bulky with Set Amend and the good special defense stat. You can also run AV. AV is a great set on him if you need that SPDF. And then as for their other ability, I actually went with Bulletproof. So I think this is really cool because, again, in this hack, you are going to be wanting to switch your abilities. You do have access to infinite usability capsules and instant and infinite EV trading, so you can easily switch between physical and special sets. I did keep base Tyranitar's special attack intact as 95 because he is a Godzilla-esque Pokemon, so I think him being able to fire off powerful special attacks fits well. But for Mega Tyranitar, with the Mega energy and he's all angry and primal, I think having even more special attack fits more. I also dropped its speed because I don't understand why it gained 10 speed upon Mega other than for like, oh, haha, Dragon Dance. 61 speed is still really fair for Dragon Dance, in my opinion. You're using Mega T-Tar for like special sets and also for the power because you have Sandstream, which turns into Sand Force. So with 164, 120 offenses, Sand Force activated from Sandstream or Berserk, both of those are incredible boosting abilities. Berserk is great with something like, Nasty Plot and Sediment for healing. Nasty Plot is their best boosting move, as well as Bulk Up for physical sets, but your best special boosting move is Nasty Plot. That's another reason to use special sets is that they get Nasty Plot, but they don't get Swords Dance. They do get Dragon Dance as well, of course, but yeah, Dragon Dance and Bulk Up are great, and then Nasty Plot's incredible. Nasty Plot's really cool with priority moves like Night Burst. That's a special priority move. You can use that on Berserk Mega T-Tar. You also have really powerful stab moves such as Mineral Shower, which is 150 base power minus special attack, and you have an incredible array of coverage moves, both special and physical. I'm not even going to bother wasting time on all these moves because there's so many of them, but just know that a lot of them have buffed accuracy, buffed additional effects, buffed power, and you can check all those buffs out for yourself in the description below if you go to the moves section, and you can just literally look at every single move and see what they all do now. It's really cool. So yeah, in addition, there is also 28 custom new abilities. However, Tyranitar does not have any of those. But I do have links to see all these, like for example with Hustle. Hustle has a lot of buffs, which I'll talk about. I'll talk about the early game stuff later, and I'll talk about Pupitar and Larvitar, I promise, because I want to get into that. They're also really strong. But I just want to talk about T-Tar first. So yeah, Bulletproof is incredible. So basically in this hack, you are going to be using the Infinite Ability Capsule over and over again. So say for one fight, you want the Sand. You want that special defense. You want Sediment to heal you more, that kind of thing. Go for it. Another fight, maybe you don't need SPDF. Maybe the Sand actually hurts your team. Maybe you're running a different weather on your team. Okay, then switch to Bulletproof. And even if Bulletproof isn't useful in that fight, it's still nice to have an option that isn't Sandstream, let alone the fact that Bulletproof is incredible on it. So Bulletproof is incredibly good defensively. I think it fits really well as well, given that Tyranitar has this massive like armor, and I think Mega having Berserk. I initially had it the other way around. I initially had it so base T-Tar had Berserk and Sandstream, and then Mega had Sand Force and Bulletproof, but I ended up swapping them around. I think having defensive abilities for base T-Tar and offensive for Mega T-Tar is really cool. So yeah, Bulletproof is incredible. So what Bulletproof blocks, it blocks tons of amazing new moves. Most importantly, it blocks Aura Sphere and Focus Blast, okay? Which are much more common now. So T-Tar, people always associate, T-Tar has so many weaknesses. Okay, well now he's immune to fucking Energy Ball and Seed Bomb and Bullet Seed and Focus Blast and Aura Sphere and Mud Bomb, which is powerful now. Bug Bomber and Triple Cannonade, which are powerful moves as well that a lot of Pokemon have access to. Gyro Ball, Weather Ball. It's immune to so many moves. This is such an incredible ability for Tyranitar. I really love it, and it really justifies the loss of special defense. So basically, you're choosing between the special defense increase and Sediment healing from Sandstream, or being completely immune to moves like Focus Blast and Aura Sphere and all these other moves. And a lot of these moves are buffed and a lot stronger and a lot better. So even if you do resist these moves, such as Shadow Ball, Searing Shot, you resist those moves, but it's still really good to be immune to them. Completely immune is awesome. It's a great trait to have. You don't have to worry about additional effects. You can switch it in for free. You don't have to take any damage. It's a really good option. But obviously, most importantly, it is immune to Focus Blast, Aura Sphere, and all these other moves that are super effective on it. So it really negates a lot of its weaknesses, especially Focus Blast and Aura Sphere, because that only leaves two special fighting moves that can hit it, which are Force Waves and Vacuum Wave. And you can check out what all those moves do as well in the description below, of course. And then so grass moves, the common grass stab of Energy Ball and the common grass stab of Seed Bomb and Bullet Seed also don't hit you, so you're immune to a lot of common grass moves. It's such a great ability for it, and I really love it. It's really, really cool. So yeah, these are all the other Bulletproof mons as well. Great fitting ability for Tyranitar, and a great option over Sandstream for sure. Again, you can run Sandstream, and then when you have a Bulletproof Pokemon in front of you, or a Pokemon with a move that is affected by Bulletproof, you just switch it Bulletproof on. Simple as that. Again, this hack, if you're doing a hardcore Nuzlocke of this hack, I would definitely recommend, and I definitely balanced it around you using the documents to prepare for trainer fights and stuff. You don't have to play however you want. If you want to play blind, go ahead, but it will be difficult to do a Nuzlocke that is blind, because again, healing items are disabled in this hack as well. So hardcore Nuzlocks, hardcore rules are kind of forced. I guess technically you could play on Switch, but don't play on Switch. That's so fucking lame, unless it's really too difficult for you. Let's say the hack is too difficult for you and you want to still enjoy all the cool changes, go ahead and play however you would like. I'm not going to judge you. I'm just speaking for the people who do want to challenge, or the people who do want to play hardcore Nuzlocke, which is what I balance this roughly for. Obviously, you can still do it normally and it'll be challenging, but point being, healing moves are great, okay? And you learn Sediment at level 20, so that's really good. Also for Larvitar with Sand Rush, but we'll get into that in a little bit. So yeah, Tyranitar is a lot tankier, despite losing speed up, it is overall tankier, especially thanks to bulletproof and the healing moves and good setup moves. It also has like stockpile and swallow to heal itself. Swallow is priority and heals you by 100%, so that's really good on T-Tar as well. So yeah, that's awesome, right? Very strong, 134 base attack. It's just a strong mon, okay? I love bulletproof on it, and then Sandstream is of course excellent. When you evolve, you do get Sand Force from Sandstream, same as Mega Steelix. So essentially, that gives you a 30% boost on your rock, steel, and ground moves. So with your rock moves, that actually gives you almost an adaptability boost because it stacks with stabs. So Sand Force plus a rock move makes it 1.95 times boost, and that's for free. So essentially, with 164, 120 offenses, you can also use special sets like with like Weather Ball, because that's a relatively beautiful thing for special sets is because they are relatively niche, despite having a good special attack stat, they are still niche. You do have better coverage, especially though. You do have stuff like Surf and Hydro Pump and stronger elemental moves like Thunder and Blizzard and Fire Blast that you don't have access to physically. You only have like Fire Punch and stuff for those, and Fire Fang and Fire, and Ice Fang. Like you don't have that powerful physical versions of those moves, so that's definitely a good reason to use special sets, for sure. But the good thing is you don't have to keep Power Gem the whole game. It's just there for flavor, but Power Gem actually isn't that great on it because Power Gem is good if you want to run a special bulletproof Berserk set. That's for sure. Like definitely keep Power Gem or Mineral Shower. Those are great rock special moves. However, especially with Berserk. Berserk is awesome, man. Berserk with like Berserk Rock Polish plus Set Amend. It's really great. The good thing about T-Tar is that you can either get that Sandstream into Sand Force, or you can hard switch T-Tar into a bulletproof move, kill the Pokemon with the bulletproof move, say it's a fighting type with Aura Sphere, or any Pokemon with Aura Sphere, or Focus Blast, or whatever else of those moves, Energy Ball, etc. It tries to use it on you, it fails. You kill that Pokemon, you got priority Sucker Punch, you got priority Accelerock, you got priority First Impression, you got a lot of ways to kill Pokemon with priority, and then you can Mega Evolve after that and get Berserk. You can even Mega Evolve, you can even abuse Bulletproof until you need to Mega Evolve to either get the additional bulk, or to get the additional power, or to get Berserk. So say they're going to knock you into Berserk range, then you can Mega Evolve on that turn and get that special attack boost. And the beautiful thing about Berserk is that it can be, you can get a +1 special attack each time. So I really like how it can, I really did encourage the use of special T-Tar despite having a lower special attack stat because of the move pool and the abilities. But yeah, my point is that with Weather Ball, you actually have a reteachable special rock option, because otherwise you're going to be stuck with Power Gem and Mineral Shower on your moveset. Not that that's bad. Of course, it even learns Mineral Shower a lot earlier. For example, Rock Wrecker, which is the physical version of Mineral Shower, is learned almost over 10 levels later, because, yeah. So that's really cool, right? I really enjoy that as well. Berserk's an awesome ability, and it also is obviously very fitting, given that this guy, he goes on tantrums, he rampages, he knockdowns mountains, and overwhelmingly powerful. It's awesome, right? His name is literally Tyranitar. Like he's a tyrant. Okay, like Berserk is perfect for it. So I really love the abilities for Tyranitar, and they're great, and I hope you take advantage of them. Yeah, that's that for Tyranitar. I think I covered about everything. Yes, the special defense is 95. Yes, you could, again, that's kind of a nerf, but not really, again, because of the HP and because of having Set Amend. I think it's a lot more balanced. And I also just think that having less BDF makes more sense for his design. So, it's still got solid special defense. Dude, AV Sandstream T-Tar is still incredibly tanky. So it's not like I really nerfed it that much at all. Yeah, and then that's also another reason to use a Val like Pupitar if you want those BDF without the Sand Up. Of course, with Sand Up, Tyranitar is especially bulkier because of the HP and having 5 more SPDF, but physically defense-wise, Pupitar is by far the bulkier than Tyranitar, which is really cool. And it's also very strong. So now I'm going to get into the pre-evolutions, okay? So the pre-evolutions do have Hustle, and then Sand Rush turns into Sturdy. Sturdy is just a useful ability. You got stuff like Rock Polish and Bulk Up and Nasty Plot and other stuff you can abuse with Sturdy. Also Flail and Reversal are good with Sturdy, but they're also good with Hustle. So I'm going to talk about Hustle now. So Hustle, I did buff Hustle a lot because I love the ability, and I think that a lot of people sleep on it and they think that it's bad just because of the accuracy issues. So I buffed in a lot of indirect and direct ways. So first off, Wide Lens and Zoom Lens give a 15 or 30% accuracy boost. Also, moves now boost your accuracy. So for example, Rock Polish is a great setup move because it gives you +2 speed and +1 accuracy, therefore bypassing the Hustle drop. So with so basically, Larvitar has 79 base attack, and Pupitar is 104, which you might think is kind of high for a literal pupa, but if you read the decks, this motherfucker is extremely powerful, hence why he has Hustle as well. It says here that his Thrashing can topple a mountain. He's hard and fast, and he has outstanding destructive power. Also, I like how he can use Accelerock with Hustle because Accelerock doesn't miss either. And it's really fitting that he has Accelerock because of this stuff talking about how he propels like a jet. He forcefully ejects gas from inside of his body. And a lot of those deck switches just talk about how he launches himself like a rocket. It literally says like venting pressurized gas, launches himself like a rocket. And then, of course, it says outstanding destructive power. It can topple a mountain. So I think 104 base attack with Hustle is very fitting and extremely powerful. So 104 base attack with Hustle is roughly equivalent to, with max investment and a neutral nature, 460 attack, which is roughly what? 180 or 181 base attack. All right. That's how strong Pupitar is. Is that 180 or 160? Can I read? 180, yeah, 180. Okay, really strong mon. It also has so basically with Hustle, it has a lot of moves that just straight up won't miss. So not only do you have the wide lens buff and the rock polish buff, you also Z moves, for example, like a Z rock move will not miss. So you can use like Z Stone Edge and just get an incredibly powerful move that will never miss with Hustle sets on all these Pokemon. By the way, all these Pokemon have Hustle, and this buff applies to all of them as well. But yeah, you do have other moves that also boost your accuracy as well. So Dig can miss, but Dig will boost your accuracy if you land it. Just as a cool little option over Stomping Tantrum. Stomping Tantrum is arguably better though, because Stomping Tantrum just flat out doesn't miss. So Dig is more like, oh, you use Dig, if you land it, your other moves won't miss. Meanwhile, with Stomping Tantrum, Stomping Tantrum on its own just won't miss. Of course, you are no longer part ground type, so it's not stab, but it's still very good coverage. You also have Smart Strike, which is awesome because they. Smart Strike is 75 base power, can't miss, and it gives you a +1 accuracy boost. So you can use Smart Strike and you can use regular moves afterwards, and you won't miss those either. And then as for other moves that don't miss, okay, also Skull Bash does the same thing as Smart Strike, but it also gives you +1 attack and defense. And of course, it takes 2 turns. So like a Violite Skull Bash or Power Herb Skull Bash is very good on Pupitar as well. You learned at level 40, I believe, so that's 5 levels before you evolve. So even if you do want to evolve as soon as you can, you still can use Skull Bash for a couple levels, which is cool. And then by TM and Tutor, you have U-Turn, which I admit is kind of an odd choice. U-Turn honestly fits a lot of bonds. I've been giving it to a lot of stuff, but it's kind of weak on T-Tar. He doesn't look that fast to be able to like U-Turn out, but it fits well enough. And I just really want it for Hustle, to be fair. And again, that will not miss with Hustle. That's a great move. Stomping Tantrum I already covered. Skull Bash I already covered. You have Flail and Reversal, which are very powerful. Those are 200 base power moves when you're at 1 HP. With Sturdy, you can use those, or with Hustle. So basically, with Hustle, you get the 50% boost and you won't miss. Versus with Sturdy, of course, you can guarantee that you'll be on 1 HP. And with having a lot of weaknesses, Sturdy is actually very cool. You can run like a Sturdy weakness policy rock polish set on Pupitar and actually go to town because 51 base speed at +2 speed is very fast. With investment, so you can run max attack, max speed, rock polish, Sturdy, and just sweep with a weakness policy. It's very cool. You have a lot of weaknesses, so you can also do the same thing on T-Tar with Bulletproof or Sandstream, but it's not as great as it is on Pupitar because of Sturdy, so that's a really good set on Pupitar. Also, I think I didn't mention this earlier, the Dark typing also does fit the pre-evolutions very well. I mean, look at Larvitar, look at that design. Like, this is, yes, I understand they live in the ground, they eat dirt, which is why I still gave him Sand Rush, but I think not being ground type is also arguably better for them anyways. They do have more resistances, and technically, I think they actually have more weaknesses. Never mind, as a water rock around. So, yeah, they're better off this way, and I think it's a lot more unique and cool. But what else with Hustle? So, most importantly, with Hustle, you have access to Stab, Priority, Accelerock, and then Punishment for Stab. So, Punishment is 60 base power, Dark Stab that will never miss with Hustle. However, the most impressive part of that is that it gains 20 base power for each stab boost the opponent has. So, say you use that on a totem. Say the totem has an Omni boost. Okay. That's 5 boosts. That makes Punishment 160 base power. So that's a 160 base power move that can't miss, coming off of roughly 180 base attack with Hustle. All right, that's insane. Punishment's a great move, and even if you're not getting that boost, a 60 base power stab move that cannot miss with Hustle is very powerful. So it's definitely worth using. And again, by the time you do learn that, there will be a good amount of totems. Like Lurantis will be left, and then what else? Togedemaru, and then maybe Mimikyu, and then you'll be evolved by then if you do want to evolve right away. So that's good. Also for Pokemon that boost in general, you can use Punishment. A lot of Pokemon will be boosting, not a lot, but a good amount, so you can use Punishment there too. If you choose not to evolve your Pupitar, excuse me, you do have Power Trap at like 62, I believe, which is good. That is a very strong move. Power Trip now boosts your attack stat by 1. Every time you use it, like Power Punch and Raging Fury do, and other moves. But yeah, that's really cool. Power Trip is an awesome move. For Pupitar, if you choose not to evolve. You can also use like Hustle, Power Trip, Rock Polish sets. That's really powerful because Rock Polish gives you +2 speed and +1 accuracy. Therefore, you have 3 stat boosts. So Power Trip instantly becomes 80 base power, and then you have 3 uses of Power Trip, and that becomes 100 base power, 120, and 140, and you get +1 attack each time you use it for a maximum of 3 PP. So that's really cool. Raging Fury is good. It's a fire type move. It's 50 base power, but it doubles to 100 base power if you move last, and it gives you a +1 attack boost no matter what. So it's either a fire type power up punch, or it's even stronger. And because Pupitar is naturally not that fast, you can really take advantage of like a Violite, Hustle, Raging Fury sets. Those are really good, and I think it fits given that this season he's an angry guy, you know, and Titar like rampages and shit. So I think Raging Fury fits. False Strike fits kind of because they're like draconic in nature. You know, they learn Dragon Dance, they learned Outrage, Dragon Pulse, all these kinds of moves. So False Strike is great as well. False Strike gives you +1 accuracy and attack each time you click it, and it's 45 base power dragon move, so it's not stab, it's not strong, and it also cannot knock out the opponent, but that's actually a good thing, because what you can do is you can actually click False Strike 5 times on a Pokemon that would otherwise be killed after like the 2nd or 3rd hit, and you can actually keep the Pokemon in front of you. So therefore, say for example, you used Scary Face once or twice, you know, now it's Scary Face does -1 attack, -2 speed. Say you use that twice, and now they have -2 attack. Now you can click False Strike 5 times and then set them in to heal yourself up, and now you're 5 +5 attack, and now you can sweep, you know. It's a really good, really good move for sure. And that's pretty early on. I believe it's like level 32 or 34 or something. I put it there. I don't want to switch tabs. I'd rather just keep talking about the hustle moves first. Yeah, Smart Strike's great. I already covered that. Accelerock is incredible. Priority Stab, Hustle, that's one of your best moves. Of course, Titar does have access to Sucker Punch, and also both of them have access to First Impression. First Impression is also a very powerful hustle move. Jesus, I just started really bad. It's good because it's priority and it can't mess with hustle, and it's good coverage. And it's a TM, so you can just teach it whenever you need it. So that's awesome. I think that's really about it for Hustle. So that's just, I think I covered everything pretty in detail. So that's Hustle, very, very powerful ability. And then of course, Larvitar evolving at level 25. You also have very powerful moves on Larvitar with a Hustle. You know, you still like Accelerock, you get all this other great stuff. And it's just a really strong option for sure. Makes Larvitar very strong. Let me see how strong Larvitar is roughly. 79 at +1 is 385 attack, which is like 143 base attack roughly on Larvitar, so that's how incredibly powerful Larvitar is. And of course, Larvitar is pretty tanky for early game. It will evolve by mid Akala, but it's still good nonetheless. With 50, 90, 50 bulk, pretty solid. Does have a lot of weaknesses, but that's what it is. And of course, Sand Rush sets are very good. So not only is Larvitar very powerful, but Sand Rush sets are very fast because 46 base speed with investment is great, and you do have the Sandstorm TM as one of the first TMs you get access to. So Sand Rush is a good option with Sediment as well. You can heal 2/3 into sand, and you become super fast, and you can use stuff like Power Up Punch. You could use that to boost up a little bit with the Sand Rush set if you wanted to. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. That's really about it, honestly. I mean, again, Pupitar, Violite, viable. They have great moves. Yeah, I think I covered everything. Damn. I mean, Z-Roar is great. Z-Roar gives you +2 attack, and it's priority, and it switches the opponent out now. So Titar does get a +2 attack boosting move technically in Z-Roar. So not only is it a good utility move, but it's also great for boosting. I think that's really cool and powerful and fun to use. So you could always use that with like Accelerock or Sucker Punch. Again, use the ability capsule, switch between Sandstream and Bulletproof as needed. Same with Sandforce and Berserk. Same with Hustle and Sturdy. Switch your EV spread around to run special or physical, fast or slow. You can run a fast set for Rock Polish. You can run a bulky set. The very next battle, instantly, you can really customize and tailor your options. I think that's really about it. I mean, I'm not going to waste time covering all those covers moves, but I will say with Sandforce, I'll cover the Sandforce moves, okay? So rock moves, you have tons of powerful rock moves. I'm not even going to bother covering them all. There's tons of them. So rock moves are awesome, of course. And then as for ground and steel moves, you do have, especially you have Earth Power and Flash Cannon. I should probably get them Land's Wrath, but yeah, I probably should actually. I think it's a fitting enough move. Cool for special sets. I'll put that at... it could just be the same level as... Hold on. 49. 51. That's a little better. Actually, that'll make it 51. So you're not that strong, especially, and you won't have Mega by that point, probably. 51. And this should be 53, and then this should be Land's Wrath, and then Titar only. Actually, that can be on both, but sure, that can be on both. Why not? Actually, I'll just heavy on T-Tar. Land's Wrath is the ground type version of Mineral Shower. If you were not familiar, again, you can check out all of these changes to for yourself in the description below. So, Land's Wrath. Let me just put that in the files real quick. Oh wait, now it's a 6 level gap. Oopsies. Okay, I guess you can just have Land's Wrath. Then why not? Rock Smash also shows a punching animation, which is why I have not even given it to Pupitar. Also, that's a great move. That's 85 base power and always drops defense by 1. So it's just a strict upgrade over Jagged Fangs. Jagged Fangs 85 base power. You will learn that when you evolve. It's better than Rock Slide because it's 10 base power weaker than Rock Slide, but Rock Slide has a 5% chance to miss, which is not bad at all. But you know, if you want that consistency, you can always run that or Smackdown, which is good because it is 80 base power and stuff, and it drops them down on the ground. So. Yeah, let me just quickly add that in. Sorry, everybody. Also, yeah, Battle Cry is great for bulky sets, by the way. If that was an obvious, Battle Cry drops both of the opponent's offensive stats by 2. A lot of Pokemon get that move now. It's just a very good utility move. It really helps deal with all of the power in this hack. So, 53, 49, 51 can be Land's Wrath. Battle Cry 49. 51, Land's Wrath. There we go. Fixed it. Okay, we're good. So yes, you do have Earth Power and Land's Wrath for special Sandforce sets or Berserk sets. You have Flash Cannon for special Sandforce sets or Berserk sets. You have, and you have your Rock Stab, you know, Weather Ball or Power Gem or Mineral Shower. So that's all the special options for Sandforce. And as for physical, I'm not going to cover all the physical rock moves because you have a billion. But as for ground, you do have Stomping Tantrum, Earthquake, Megaton Kick, and Precipice Blades are very powerful. Megaton Kick. So Earthquake is, you know, 100, 100. Megaton Kick is 120, 90 accuracy. And has a 30% chance to flinch, while Precipice Blades is 130, 85 accuracy, and has a 30% chance to burn. So, you know, you can pick and choose which one you want to use there. I think those moves are great on Rock Polish sets. Rock Polish sets in general are incredible for you. But yeah, like Rock Polish plus Precipice Blades plus Wicked Blow plus Stone Edge, that's like a beautiful move set right there. You can also use that with any other coverage move. You know, you got other inaccurate coverage moves as well. So Rock Polish sets are also good, especially. I did give them Mega Horn and Power Whip. I've been giving Power Whip to a lot of Pokemon that use their tails and other stuff. So I think it fits, given that T-Tar has this giant hefty tail. And also his move pool is already pretty fucking ridiculous, so why not? And then as for Mega Horn, he does have a pretty noticeable horn, so I figured why not? Just throw that on there, give it to more Mons. It's pretty cool. I think that's really about it. I could waste time covering every little thing, but I'm not gonna bother. So I'll just leave it off here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you found these changes interesting or appealing, feel free to check them out in the description below. You can also join my Discord server. You can talk to me in there. You can talk to the community in there. You can also play my older hack in there and download it from there. Yeah, that's about it. I think we literally only have one more Mon left in Johto, and then we're done. So I appreciate everybody for listening, and I hope this one was informative and interesting. All I ask in return is that if you are new here and you didn't subscribe yet and you listened this far, you definitely should be subscribed. You can always see more of my videos. You can go watch those if you would like. Also, I would like if you could, you know, drop a comment, leave a like on the video. That kind of stuff does help with the algorithm, and helps get my videos recommended to more people. So yeah, that would be very helpful. That's about it. Bye, everybody.